Good evening, everybody. It's me, and a lot of people have complained. A lot of people just don't know when I'm joking or not. So, you know, they sometimes when I'm joking, people think I'm being serious and get all upset, leave all kinds of nasty comments. So, I developed a system. This it's actually an invention of mine that I call a giggle track. And basically, the idea of it is going to simulate a live audience. So if I should say, something that I intended to be funny, but for some reason people don't realize that I'm kidding, then I developed this giggle track for the less intelligent people. And I imagine Hollywood will eventually start bringing that out for their own TV comedies because they assume that everybody's a moron and doesn't get their jokes. So, anyway, um, basically, it's a way of knowing that I'm joking, and more importantly, it's me telling you when to laugh and when not to laugh. So, anyways, I haven't talked about Kratom recently, and it's because the DEA has backed off of Kratom, which is really impressive and very open-minded of them. And where I originally was thinking that the DEA was been an arcane institution or agency since about July 1st or 2nd, 3rd, 1973. Now I think that they're still incredibly arcane, but I do believe that in this particular case they made a righteous decision, and I hope that the DEA will continue to move in this direction of open-mindedness. And I'm sure that DEA will very soon be leading the charge to make marijuana legal. So that's something we can look forward to. But it's interesting that here in Florida, they're getting ready to make Kratom illegal. Now listen to this. This comes from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and they had a whole 15-page about Kratom, and then their conclusion is Kratom does not currently constitute a significant risk to the safety of Florida residents. According to the Florida Department of Health, no positive health issues have been attributed to the ingestion of Kratom products in Florida. Diagnostic tests that would be revealed the presence of minigrain and not routinely performed on patients during emergency room visits. So, basically they're saying that Kratom's not that bad. And I can't remember the woman's name, but she's a Democrat, so I'm especially surprised that she's the one leading the charge for this. I'm hoping that she actually, at least, if she's going to keep on trying to make Kratom illegal in Florida, that she at least become a Republican and everything. But here's the thing I can't get over is here in Florida, I cannot imagine, well, let me put it this way. A lot of people want Kratom illegal for their own financial gain, like pharmaceutical companies. They don't want you taking Kratom because they want you taking their products, which has similar effects to Kratom, plus they're more addictive, so you're going to want to take them for longer. Various pharmaceutical companies. But here, I don't understand that. How can a pharmaceutical, companies have influence in Florida? I mean, and why would they want influence in Florida? It's not like, this is a big state with a lot of doctors and stuff. I just can't imagine, this type of influence in a state like Florida. And also, generally speaking, I'm surprised because usually the politicians in Florida are very open-minded. So that's another aspect to look at. But Utah and New York are also trying to make Kratom legal. And now we finally have a president that believes in the rights of the people. And we have a president that especially believes in religious freedom. Which is why, a lot of us have come to this country. Initially, what got this country started was a lot of people who wanted religious freedom and were being persecuted by the Church of England came to America for religious freedom. And now we got a man like Donald Trump that is pushing for religious freedom here in this country. I said we have a man like Donald Trump that is pushing for religious freedom in this country. So, anyway, I'm hoping that these senators, again, for I guess the third time, will vote no to this bill, which is HB 183. And I'm hoping that they'll go ahead and just keep Kratom legal as it should be. So, and again, especially, when we have a good, solid, open-minded president in the United States.